Did you know that ancient cultures believed humans had an internal technology, an organ of perception that could shape reality? It's not science fiction, it's the concept of the third eye. And today we're diving into what that really means.
Oh, I love this already. The idea of an internal technology sounds so futuristic, but it's rooted in ancient traditions. So, where do we even begin with something as big as the third eye?
Well, let's start with the basics. The third eye is often described as an inner organ of perception, something beyond the physical senses. It's referenced in yogic sciences, shamanic practices, Buddhist teachings, and even ancient Egyptian symbolism. Across all these traditions, it's seen as a gateway to deeper awareness, intuition, and imagination.
And what's fascinating is how universal this concept is. It's not tied to one culture or one belief system. It's like humanity, across time and geography, has always had this sense that there's more to perception than what meets the eye.
Exactly. And what's even more interesting is how these ancient traditions often describe the third eye as a kind of internal technology. They believed it was something humans could develop and refine through focus, discipline, and awareness. But over time, as we've developed external technologies, machines, computers, tools, we've kind of let that inner technology fall by the wayside.
That's such a good point. It's like we've become so focused on what we can build outside of ourselves that we've forgotten what we're capable of internally. And honestly, it makes me wonder, what have we lost in the process?
That's the big question, isn't it? Some people even point to historical events, like the destruction of the Library of Alexandria, as symbolic of this loss of inner wisdom. Whether or not that's literal, the idea is that humanity may have untapped potential that we've neglected for centuries.
So, when we talk about the third eye, are we talking about something mystical? Or is it more psychological? How do we bridge that gap?
Great question. It's both, depending on how you look at it. In yogic philosophy, for example, the third eye is associated with the Ajna chakra, which is located in the center of the forehead. It's considered the seat of insight and intellectual awareness. But even if you strip away the spiritual language, it's really about perception, how we see the world and how we see ourselves.
Right, and that's something everyone can relate to. Whether you're spiritual or not, the idea that your perception shapes your reality is pretty universal. It's like that saying, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change.
Exactly. And that brings us to the practical side of this. The third eye isn't just about seeing something mystical. It's about becoming more aware of your thoughts, your beliefs, and the stories you tell yourself. It's about learning to see beyond the surface, both in the world around you and within yourself.
So, let's break this down a bit. How does perception actually shape reality? What's the mechanism behind that?
Well, there are two main aspects of perception that really shape our experience of life: our worldview and our self-view. Worldview is how we interpret the events and circumstances around us, and self-view is how we see ourselves within that world.
And both of those can become pretty rigid over time, right? People get stuck in these mental patterns. This is who I am. This is how life works. Nothing will ever change. It's like they're trapped in their own perception.
Exactly. But when you start to shift your perception, when you become more flexible in how you see things, new possibilities start to emerge. It's like water adapting to any container. A flexible mind can adapt to changing circumstances, and that's where the real power of the third eye comes in.
And that's where visualization techniques can be so helpful, right? They're a way to train your mind to see things differently, to imagine new possibilities.
Absolutely. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for shifting perception because it engages your imagination and your emotions. It helps you see things from a new perspective, which can lead to real changes in how you approach life.
So, how does visualization actually work? What's the science or the psychology behind it?
Well, visualization works because it combines several key elements: focused attention, mental imagery, emotional engagement, and the act of letting go. Focused attention is about directing your mind intentionally, rather than letting it wander aimlessly. Mental imagery is about creating a vivid picture in your mind. The brain doesn't always distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, which is why visualization can be so powerful.
And emotional engagement is about feeling the emotions associated with your visualization, right? Like if you're visualizing a solution to a problem, you imagine how it would feel to have that problem solved.
Exactly. And then there's the act of letting go, which is about reducing mental resistance. When you visualize a solution and then release it, you're not clinging to it or forcing it. You're allowing space for insight and opportunities to arise naturally.
So, in a way, visualization is like planting a seed. You focus on what you want to grow, you nurture it with your attention and emotions, and then you let it go, trusting that it will take root in its own time.
That's a perfect analogy. And that brings us to the visualization technique we mentioned earlier. This is a step-by-step process that anyone can try, and it's especially effective if you do it at night before you go to sleep.
Okay, let's walk through the steps. Step 1 is to prepare. Find a quiet place where you won't be distracted and choose one problem or challenge in your life that you want to focus on.
Step 2 is to relax your mind. Take deep breaths and visualize the numbers 3, 2, and 1, repeating each number 3 times. This helps your brain relax into an alpha state, which is a calm, focused state of awareness.
Step 3 is to activate your inner focus. With your eyes closed, gently lift your gaze toward the center of your forehead. This helps direct your attention inward, toward that space associated with the third eye.
Step 4 is to visualize the problem. Imagine it clearly, what it looks like, how it feels, why it feels stuck. Then visualize placing that problem into a ball of energy in your heart, and imagine sending that energy upward, releasing the problem.
Step 5 is to visualize the solution. Imagine life after the problem is solved. See yourself relieved, celebrating, living the solution. Add as much sensory detail as possible. What you see, hear, feel, and experience.
Finally, step 6 is to sleep and observe. If you're doing this at night, fall asleep afterward. Over the next few days, pay attention to any ideas, opportunities, or new perspectives that arise. Often, solutions come gradually as insight, rather than all at once.
And the key here is to stay open and observant. This isn't about magic. It's about training your mind to approach problems in a new way.
Exactly. And when you combine this kind of inner work with practical action in the outer world, that's when real transformation happens.
So, to wrap things up, the third eye is really about developing inner awareness and perception. It's about learning to see beyond the surface, both in the world around you and within yourself.
And when you change your inner perception, you change how you experience reality. It's not about blind belief. It's about understanding the power of focus, imagination, and awareness.
If you try the visualization technique, let us know how it goes. And remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's progress.
Stay open, stay curious, and most importantly, stay aware of how your perception shapes your world.
Until next time, take care and keep exploring.
Bye for now.